you've played a lot of other sports before, especially something like baseball, tennis, quite athletic build, and a lot of time you'll come to golf and think, wow, this should be pretty easy to pick up. I've got a lot of club head speed, I'm really strong, but you're finding that the ball's not going very far. I'm hitting down and across it all the time, I'm hitting big pulls and slices. One thing that you have got is you have got a lot of club head speed, but the angle that the club is coming at, and you would have seen it if you put yourself on video, maybe you're making quite a nice backswing, nice and relaxed, but as you come down, you know, people always talking about you're hitting the ball or hitting across the ball. Now, if you're making that sort of violent sort of action, you're going to hit behind the ball a lot, and we're going to tend to hit that big pull and slice. So I want to show you a drill, something that will actually make it a little easier for you to hit a fairway and play golf on the same hole as the guys that you're playing. So it's important to understand the sequence. And if you've played baseball, if you've played tennis before, you'll understand that as we swing through, it's more from the ground up. And that's exactly the same with golf. So what I want you to do is give you something really simple, easy to use. You can use it at home and then on the golf course in a pre-shot routine. The thing I'd like you to do is we need to try and get transition, the movement coming down into the ball, started with your lower half. Okay, so what we would tend to do at home is we put the club, I'd like you to practice with the club up on top of your shoulders, not on the golf course, but I want you to take your normal setup, make your normal pivot, turn back behind the ball. Okay, but what I'd like you to do, you should feel like the weight is on your right heel. What I'd like you to do is actually make a movement forward, but the important thing here is you'll notice my belt buckle is still pointing there at you. So I haven't made this violent move turning across this way. If we make a turn with our upper body, you'll notice the club is going to come always from the outside. So we're going to have to practice this slowly to start off with at home. Get in your normal posture, put the club up over the top of your back. As you pivot back, you wind up, your weight is on the right heel. As you move forward, I want you to make it feel like that when you move forward, the only thing I want you to make sure of is that we're not moving our head forward as well. Make the pivot, unwind with your lower half, so now the weight is up on the right foot and it will feel like your hips and your shoulders are actually pointing out to the right. From there, what I'd like you to do is make your good aggressive turn through the ball. Now, it's really good that you have that amount of power, but it's important that you don't swing back to the top and do that with your upper body first. Okay, you're going to end up driving it into the ground. So that's the practice that you would tend to do at home. On the golf course, the thing that I'd like you to try and do is the routine that I'd like you to do is very much like a baseball bat. Just get the club up about hip high, hip level. Okay, make a wind up back behind the ball. Now normally you would have swung a baseball bat across like this. You'd almost be going straight across to the left. What I'd like you to get the feeling of is that we plant our left foot. Okay, so the first thing coming down is actually the hips, and the hips are turning. Okay, and you notice my shoulders are still pointing out to the right. Then unwind everything through. So you're going to do 2 or 3 of those where you swing back. Okay, just like the baseball type of action. I want you to unwind with the lower half. You'll notice that the shoulders are still pointing at the target, and then swing through. And then do one more at normal pace. Okay? Just to get that feeling of the swing, the path, and the plane going a little more around to around. And then you would set up to the ball, okay, and give yourself that around to around sort of feeling. That should flatten things off and make it much easier. The angle of attack will not be driving into the ground. So just to go through that again, at home, what I'd like you to do is club on the shoulders, pivot back normally, just make it feel like that as you move down, you're moving and you're still facing out to the right, and then make that turn through the ball. Once you get on the golf course, it's important not to think too many things, so I want you to do the baseball drill. This is to make it feel like that the swing is going around to around. So hold the club out in front of you, swing back slowly or smoothly, unwind through the ball, and then let your upper body go. Just do that again, swing back, let your upper body turn through, And then do the last one where you don't stop, and then stand up, and really get that feeling of the swing going around to around. I think you'll find that'll stop giving you huge big divots. Rather than stakes, you'll get a lot of bacon strips. I hope that's helped, and look forward to seeing you soon.